Hello everyone. Today we shall discuss about the renal clearance. As you have some idea about clearance already, so it is the rate at which plasma is getting cleared of that particular substance. So what is the way of clearance? This is mainly excretion by the kidney. It can be by metabolism also, but here we are concerned for the excretion of substance by the kidney. So clearance describes the rate at which substances are removed from the plasma. Suppose, for example, if a substance is present as a concentration of 1 milligram per milliliter in the plasma, and the urinary excretion rate of substance is 1 milligram per minute, that means substance was present as 1 milligram per milliliter of plasma and urinary excretion rate is 1 milligram per minute. That means 1 milliliter per minute of plasma is getting cleared of that substance. Okay. So renal clearance of a substance is the volume of plasma completely cleared of a substance per minute by the kidneys. Now, what is the importance? First of all, what is the importance of measuring the renal clearance? First of all, this is mainly for estimation of quantitative estimation of the kidney's excretory capacity. How much effective is the excretion mechanism of kidney is working. For example, we know for the formation of urine, where we have a step of reabsorption, filtration, and secretion. So individually, each thing we can calculate by the clearance technique. And also, renal plasma flow can be calculated by the clearance mechanism. So for example, here we are discussing, suppose a substance which is getting filtered freely, which is getting freely filtered, but not reabsorbed and not secreted. So in that case, the filtration rate is always equal to the excretion rate. So here I have given you renal clearance of substance is the volume of plasma which is completely cleared of substance per minute, and clearance rate, here you can see clearance rate is CS, represented by CS. The S is for solute. So clearance rate of that substance into plasma concentration of that substance. This comes out as the filtration rate. Amount filtered is the GFR. Actually CS here is GFR into plasma solute concentration will be equal to the urinary excretion rate. So it is solute concentration in the urine into urine flow rate. That we have already discussed in previous lectures. Whenever the filtration rate is equal to the excretion rate, you can write it as GFR into plasma solute concentration will be equal to the excretion rate. So here the clearance will be equal to the urine excretion rate divided by the plasma concentration of the solute. So for the abbreviation, we know already CS is the clearance of the substance S, PS is the plasma concentration of substance S, US is the urine concentration of substance S, and V is the urine flow rate. So this is the formula for the calculation of clearance in case the excretion rate is equal to the filtration rate. Now, for example, clearance of different substances. Clearance means plasma is getting completely cleared of the substance. As you know, glucose is completely reabsorbed. So, no volume of plasma is free from the glucose because glucose is not excreted. That is why clearance of glucose is 0 milliliter per minute. 0 milliliter of plasma is getting cleared of glucose per minute because obviously it is reabsorbed. Whole of the glucose is getting reabsorbed. Same thing is for albumin because this is not filtered at all. Albumin is not filtered from the glomerulus, so plasma is not getting cleared from the albumin. Now I think you should be getting my point. Now sodium ion. Sodium is slightly reabsorbed also, so clearance is only 0.9 milliliter per minute. Plasma is 0.9 milliliter of plasma is getting cleared of sodium per minute. Urea is 70. Inulin is a substance which is used for the measurement of GFR. So inulin clearance is equal to GFR, and so that is why the clearance rate of inulin is 125 milliliter per minute. Creatinine is also used for measurement of GFR, and it is approximately equal to same as inulin, that is it is 140 milliliter per minute clearance rate. And PAH, this is a substance which is actively secreted from the renal tubules. So we consider this as the almost 90% of the PAH is secreted from the renal tubules. That is why we are taking the clearance rate of PAH as equal to the renal plasma flow. Whatever the plasma is coming to the kidney, same plasma is getting same amount, the amount of PAH present in the plasma, same amount is getting excreted out also. So PAH clearance is almost equal to renal plasma flow, that was 625 milliliter per minute, and renal clearance of PAH is 600 milliliter per minute. Now we are coming the techniques for the estimation of different values by the help of clearance methods. So first of all, we will discuss about the GFR. GFR is glomerular filtration rate, and for the measurement of GFR by any substance, we should know this substance has certain properties. First of all, the filtration rate should be equal to the excretion rate. That means there should not be any reabsorption of the substance and not any secretion of the substance through the renal tubules. Now, there are some other characteristics of also that should be present for a substance for measurement of GFR. That substance should not be toxic to the body. It should not alter the filtration mechanism, and it should not bind with the plasma proteins. Then it is easy to measure. The substance should be very easy to measure in the plasma and the urine, and it should not be metabolized to any other substance. So these are the properties which should be fulfilled by the substance which is used for measurement of GFR. Now we can use the different substances like inulin. This is the exogenously administered substance which is not present in our body. This is a actually polysaccharide of sugar. This is a sugar polysaccharide, and it is present in some roots of the plants. We administer the inulin intravenously in a very large amount initially. Then the dose is fixed so that the plasma concentration will achieve a constant rate. Plasma concentration will achieve a constant value. After that, we can estimate the plasma soluble inulin concentration and urine inulin concentration, and by putting the formula, we can estimate the GFR. Iodine iothalamate 125 is also used for measurement of GFR, and creatinine is very widely used in clinics for the measurement of GFR because it is an endogenous component which is formed by the metabolism of muscles. So this is easy if we measure the clear GFR by creatinine, but creatinine has some weak points also we will discuss. That is why inulin is the ideal substance used for measurement of GFR. Although we are giving it as an exogenous compound, but then also this is ideal. So here the substance is amount filtered is equal to the amount excreted. As I told you, the reabsorption and secretion are nil in these cases. So amount filtered, as you know, we have already discussed. This is calculated by GFR, that is filtration rate, multiplied by the plasma concentration of inulin, will be equal to urine excretion rate, that is urine inulin concentration multiplied by urine flow rate. So here GFR will be the clearance of the inulin. So GFR is actually clearance of inulin clearance will be equal to the urinary excretion rate of substance divided by the plasma inulin concentration. So as I told you, creatinine is widely used in clinics for the measurement of GFR because it is a product of muscle metabolism, and this is also present in plasma in a constant concentration, but this is not a perfect marker. because slight amount of creatinine is secreted in the renal tubules. So its excretion is more than the filtration, first of all. But simultaneously, by measuring, when we measure the creatinine concentration in the plasma, there is some overestimation because of measuring techniques. So usually this 4 and 5 points will cancel each other, because as you know in the formula, if the urine inulin will be more and plasma inulin is also more, so both of them will cancel each other. So we are taking as inulin clearance as the GFR also we can use, but this is not an ideal marker. Inulin is a perfect marker for measurement of GFR, and it is administered intravenously, as I told you already. Now, there's a small exercise for you. As we have discussed already, just we are putting this in formula and calculate the GFR. So calculate GFR by the following data. First is plasma inulin concentration is given as 1 milligram per 100 ml. Urine inulin concentration is 125 milligram per 100 ml, and urine flow rate is given as 1 milliliter per minute. Now it is very easy for you, I think. GFR will be equal to inulin clearance, that will be UV upon P. So you can put the values here. 125 into 1 upon 1 will come as 125 milliliter per minute. That is your ideal GFR also. So use of clearance to estimate the, this is the second application of clearance for the estimation of renal plasma flow. This is for a substance which is completely cleared from the plasma. Then the clearance rate of that substance would be equal to the renal plasma flow. That means completely cleared means normally 20% of the, if the substance is even freely filtered through the tubule, then also the filtration rate is only 20%. That means completely clear for a substance to get completely cleared from the renal tubule, that substance has to be secreted. Okay, so here you can see if the almost a complete secretion occurs through the peritubular capillaries into the renal tubule, then excretion rate of the substance would be equal to the renal plasma flow. That means the amount of substance which was coming into the kidney through the blood would be equal to the amount excreted of the substance into the urine. So we can apply the formula, clearance of that substance will be equal to the renal plasma flow, and that will be equal to the excretion rate. Amount which is coming in the blood will be equal to the urinary excretion rate of that substance. And that perfect substance for this measurement is PAH, or para-aminohippuric acid, because we assume 90% of PAH is getting actively secreted into the renal tubule. So this, now use of PAH clearance to estimate the renal plasma flow. Para-aminohippuric acid is freely filtered first of all and secreted almost completely cleared from the renal plasma. Only around 10% of pH remains in the renal vein. So the amount which enters the kidney will be equal to the renal plasma flow into plasma PAH concentration. And here the amount entered by blood into the kidney will be equal to the amount excreted into the urine. So what is the amount entered? Here, as I told you, around 10% is remaining here. So we take the renal plasma flow in the form of PAH as effective renal plasma flow. Okay, so effective renal plasma flow will be equal to the plasma PAH concentration, effective renal plasma flow into plasma PAH concentration will be equal to urine PAH concentration into urine flow rate. So effective renal plasma flow will come as the clearance of PAH, as the value is same. The formula is same, UV upon P. Now, effective renal plasma flow is the clearance of the PAH. Now, how to calculate the actual renal plasma flow? The one which was calculated was the effective renal plasma flow. Now for actual renal plasma flow, we have to correct the exact value. So how to correct it? We have the extraction ratio for pH. That means some percentage of pH is removed from the blood is known as the extraction ratio of pH. The percentage of pH which is removed from blood is extraction ratio, and it is around 90% in normal kidney. So how to calculate the extraction ratio? If we calculate the difference between arterial and venous pH concentration here, though, so extraction ratio will be arterial pH minus this venous pH upon arterial pH. So a part of the arterial pH which is removed. Okay, so this is the extraction ratio, and this usually comes as 0.9 or 90%. So if we calculate the actual renal plasma flow, we have to divide the effective renal plasma flow with this extraction ratio. Then we get the actual renal plasma flow. So normally extraction ratio is 0.9% and pH is 90% extracted. That means pH is 90% removed from the blood. So renal plasma flow, actual renal plasma flow will come as effective renal plasma flow, that was the UV upon P divided by the extraction ratio of the pH. Now, how to calculate the reabsorption and secretion values? So for the calculation of tubular reabsorption, we know the formula is filtration minus excretion. So some amount is getting reabsorbed, and amount filtered is equal to GFR into plasma solute concentration, and excretion rate is equal, amount excreted is equal to the urine's UV, that is urine solute concentration into urine flow rate. So if you want to calculate reabsorption, then put the value filtration minus excretion. The second thing is how to calculate the tubular secretion. Here the secretion will be equal to excretion, the amount excreted minus the amount filtered. Okay, so filtration amount filtered will be GFR into plasma solute concentration, and amount excreted is urine solute concentration into urine flow rate, and you can put the values and you will know the excretion, you will know the secretion rate. So this is a small exercise. The maximum possible clearance rate of a substance that is completely cleared from the plasma by the kidney would be equal to, the choices are glomerular filtration rate, no, this is not completely clear, filtered load of substance, the urine excretion rate of substance, the renal plasma flow, or none of the above. So I think you must be knowing the answer now. So it is renal plasma flow, because it is the complete clearance of the substance from the plasma. So use of clearance to estimate the renal plasma flow. Theoretically, if a substance is completely cleared from plasma, its clearance rate would be equal to the renal plasma flow. And clearance of different substances, as we have already discussed, inulin has the clearance of clearance as GFR, that is 125 milliliter per minute, pH as renal plasma flow, glucose is 0, sodium is 0.9, and urea is 70. You no need to remember all these, as you know already what is the normal value of GFR and what's the normal value of renal plasma flow. So if we take the clearance of inulin as equal to GFR and we take it as a standard value. So if any substance is having clearance less than the inulin clearance, that means that substance is getting reabsorbed from the kidney. Okay, so filtration is less than the filtration is more than the excretion. Okay. So if the clearance is less than inulin clearance, this indicates the reabsorption of that substance. And if clearance of that substance is more than the inulin clearance, that indicates the secretion of that substance. Creatinine clearance is more or less equal to the GFR, and it is all used to estimate the GFR. But remember, the ideal substance to measure the GFR is always inulin. And clearance of pH is equal to the effective renal plasma flow. And how to calculate the actual renal plasma flow? by dividing effective renal plasma flow with the extraction ratio, which was the difference between arteriovenous PAH clearance divided by arterial PAH clearance. Arteriovenous pH concentration divided by arterial pH concentration. And one very important thing about pH is, as you know, the substance which are actively reabsorbed or secreted by the kidney, they have shown the phenomena of transport maximum. And as we have discussed about glucose, the same rule applies here for pAH also. For a particular plasma concentration of pAH, the clearance will keep on increasing because secretion will continuously take place. But when the limit of plasma pAH is reached, then secretion of pAH will be constant. In that case, clearance of pAH will come near to the clearance of inulin only, because in that case only filtration of pAH will occur and no secretion. Secretion will be constant. Secretion will not increase with time. And that PAH, plasma PAH concentration at which transport maximum is reached is 10 milligram of PAH per deciliter in plasma. And transport maximum of PAH is 80 milligram per minute. So this is the 80 milligram per minute is the maximum PAH clearance rate. Above that, PAH clearance will reach to the inulin clearance. Now, next concept is we can calculate also the osmolar clearance, as we have calculated different clearance of different substances. So clearance of solute also can be calculated by the same method. So this, in this formula, you can see this UV upon P here is the clearance of solute actually. So it is the osmolar clearance of the solute. We can put in the formula urine osmolar concentration into urine flow rate upon plasma osmolar concentration. Now, if whether we are excreting a dilute urine or a concentrated urine, that can be calculated by the difference between the urine flow rate minus the osmolar clearance of the urine. V minus C osmoles. This is C osmoles. That is also called as the free water clearance. So if this value comes as positive, means urine flow rate is more than the osmolar clearance, then this value will come as positive value. That means the urine is dilute than the plasma. So free water clearance is positive in that case. That means this U osmole will be less than the P osmole. Okay, then only you will get the positive value. So here U osmole is urine osmolarity, V is the urine flow rate, and P is the plasma osmolarity. So this is the formula to calculate the free water clearance. And if it comes as negative, that means urinary concentration is more than the plasma concentration. So urine is concentrated than the plasma, so free water is not passing out. Concentrated urine is coming in the by the excretion. So if urine osmolarity is less than the plasma osmolarity, as I told you, so free water clearance will be positive. That means dilute urine is passed out. And if urine osmolarity is more than the plasma osmolarity, then free water clearance will be negative. As you can put in the formula, the value will come as negative. So here the concentrated urine is passed out. So if we have a calculation for this, given the following data, calculate the free water clearance. First, the urine flow rate is given as 6 milliliters per minute. Urine osmolarity is 150 milliosmoles per liter, and plasma osmolarity is 300 milliosmoles per liter. So if free water clearance in this example positive or negative? So what is the urine osmolarity? Less than the plasma osmolarity? So obviously this is positive. The formula will be 6 minus 150 upon 300. What will come? Yes. 6 minus 150 into 6 upon 300. So it is 6 minus 3. So it is plus 3 milliliter per minute. This is a positive value. That means the urine is diluted than the plasma concentration. So now this completes your clearance methods for the estimation of your GFR, for the estimation of renal plasma flow, for the calculation of secretion and reabsorption of any substance, and for the calculation of your free water clearance also. And this also comes under specific renal function test. So this is an important topic for you for exams. And key points are GFR estimation. Inulin is the ideal substance. Creatinine can also be used, and clinically it is used widely because it is endogenous and no need to transfer it into body exogenously. But the value is more or less equal to GFR, but it is not exactly similar as GFR. For estimation of renal plasma flow, we use the PAH, and its value PAH clearance is equal to the effective renal plasma flow. And one very important thing, renal plasma flow, if you know, then renal blood flow, how to calculate? If you know the hematocrit as 45%, then 55% is the plasma. So by putting this value, renal plasma for renal blood flow, we have to put the renal plasma flow upon 55%. That means 0.55. That will give you the value of renal blood flow. That is around 1250 milliliter per minute. Okay, you yourself do it in this exercise, you will find the answer. Then third thing is reabsorption and secretion values, how to calculate, and the osmolar clearance. Thank you, all of you.